life forms would have a more developed sense of ethics. Maybe they were bad aliens.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, could you perhaps tell me if you saw anyone going into room 6 within the last...
15 and a half hours.
15 and a half hours?
Yep.
Could you possibly describe them to me?
Yep.
Do you think you could describe them to me now?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me guess. CIA, right?
No. Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Constable Benton Fraser.
Bob. Where's your horse?
Well, I don't have one. I have a wolf, if that will help you any.
You ride him?
No, he's deaf.
2 guys. Pulled up in a Ford Explorer around 6 a.m., I guess. I was waiting for the primer to dry and went to get a cup of coffee. Couldn't have been gone, 20 minutes. Came back. Those fellows were gone, nothing missing. Why make a fuss?
Finally, a reasonable explanation. Are you the owner?
No.
Are you the caretaker?
No.
What do you do?
I build ships. When that baby's finished, she'll be an exact replica.
An exact replica of...
The one in my basement.
Oh, thank you kindly.
I am so glad we asked.
What are you guys doing? That is a material witness. Put him in protective custody. Okay. 2 aliens in a Ford Bronco. Simple explanation. They're exerting mind control of the Ford Motor Company and using them to cover their tracks.
How do I get out of this town?
Left at the corner.
Well, I don't have a car.
Then you have a problem.
You have no idea. Is there a car rental agency?
Apollo 13 Rentals.
How about a bus?
Last one went through an hour ago.
Does the space shuttle fly over anytime soon?
Ask Bob.
I'd rather gouge my eyes out with a dull spoon. No, it's just an expression. Mind control over the Ford Motor Company. What's the matter with you?
Well, you know, Ray, on the surface, it does appear to be slightly
Look, Fraser, we are
far-fetched.
talking to a man who lies with a skill equal only to used car salesmen and presidents.
Thank you.
Ray, if you ignore the facts, you ignore the truth. Now, the fact is we have a witness who can corroborate that there was strange activity in Ian's room this morning.
Yeah, and I bet you if we ask him who killed Kennedy and where Jimmy Hop is, he'd probably tell us little green men in his basement did it.
No, that was the mob.
All right, now look, if you can get one truth to come out of his mouth, I'll stay, but that's the best I can do.
Fair enough.
All right. Now, what about food? Can you manage that?
Try the bar.
Thank you kindly.
Okay, you guys got however long it takes for me to chomp down a burger.
You guys are gonna love this place. It's 4-star. They have the best pickled pork in the tri-state area.
Friend of yours?
Security.
Actually, Ian, I believe that the tri-state area consists of New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut.
Oh, but they come from there and
Ian?
from everywhere else to eat here. Yeah.
Your group is waiting.
Oh, okay. Can you load them on the bus and just give them some of those maps to the aliens' homes? Thanks a lot. Isn't she great?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is it. This is where Audrey and I had our engagement party. Quite the shindig, I'll tell you.
Is there anyone you recognize from last night?
You know, it's hard to say. I mean, all I could see was Audrey.
Well, there probably were other witnesses, Ian.
Yeah, well, maybe we should ask the space lady here. She might know something. Excuse me, you got anything other than the Skywatch burger?
You're not from around here, are you?
Not unless there are aliens who look like second-generation immigrants.
Hey, I recognize you. You were behind the bar last night.
Yeah, and the night before that, and the one before that. Haven't seen you here before.
No, ma'am. I'm from the Northwest Territories. Now, is it possible that if my friend recognizes you from last night, that you might also recognize him from last night?
Why don't you ask him?
Oh, that's a long story.
Yeah, sure, he was here last night.
What?
Well, the space lady was just saying.
I heard, okay?
Yeah, he sat right there, actually. You were here with Audrey McKenna, right?
Yes, Audrey. Audrey McKenna.
Yeah, you had a beer and she had 2 cosmopolitans. Audrey never has more than one. It's been a good night.
Wait, you actually saw this man with the woman that he said he was with, and she was actually being nice to him?
He's a quick one.
Well, ordinarily, yes. Can you tell us where we could find this Audrey McKenna?
She's not a townie. Doesn't talk much about herself or her work, which probably means aliens, she works on the base.
She works at the base? Audrey works at the base?
And this fact never came up? I've given you my lunch hour. I've come all the way out here to Nutsville, USA to check out your cockamamie story and canvass suspected aliens, only to have the space lady here tell me that Audrey McKenna may or may not work at a base of which you know nothing about?
I knew everything I needed to know about her, okay?
Like what?
Like the important stuff. Like who she was inside. I didn't have to ask her a bunch of stupid questions. I took one look at her and I knew who she was. In here. I always have.
God, that's beautiful.
Thanks.
How long did you know her?
I don't know. I came in here last night at about 10 o'clock and she came in at about 10:30.
You met her last night?
It only takes a moment. My mother used to say that.
I thought it was Barbara Streisand.
Oh, you know my mother? Hey, her next album is going to be a killer.
All right, that's it. Come on, I'm going home.
No, please. I made a promise.
Yeah, and she said yes, and then you gave her a ring, and her eyes lit up like it was Christmas, and you all lived happily ever after.
I made a promise to my mother. She gave me that ring before she died. She told me to give it to the one woman that I truly love and care for. I told her that I'd give it to the woman that I would be faithful to for the rest of my life. Not like my father. Please, you gotta help me. I have to find her.
We should go to the base.
U.S. Army base.
Yes.
Frazier, the Army does not like civilians snooping around their backyard, okay? They tend to respond with heavy ordnance.
No problem. We'll show them the pass I got from Desert Storm.
Excuse me, ma'am. Could you direct us to the base?
Yeah, make a left up the road. It's about 5 miles.
Thank you. He made a promise, Ray, to his mother.
They were the last words she heard.
Okay. I'll give you an extension.
Till when?
Till I change my mind.
Fair enough. Thank you, Kyle.
(1984), 10 p.m. Tuesday. A little red blip appears in the radar screen at the Illinois Weather Tracking Station. At first, the radar technician thinks nothing of it. He thinks it's an aircraft. But when that little red blip breaks up into 4 other blips and flies off in separate directions, he knows something is amiss. Ladies and gentlemen, I now ask you to close your eyes and imagine yourselves back in that radar station.